Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the slight delay, internet slowness here again. Welcome to this session. If this is your first time, if this isn't your first time, then a very warm welcome back as well. We have stated that it's very important to to basically keep connecting to these sessions. I'm just checking that people can see me. I think it's working again. Okay, I'm telling me, can you see me? Okay. Yes, good morning. Great. Okay, I think we've got our connection sorted and that everyone should be able to hear me now. If you need to just refresh the screen, you may need to connect again. Apologies for that, but good to see you all here anyway. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go through a simple meditation practice. And the important thing now is that during Corona, there are so many pressures upon us, not only through the agitation of isolation, essentially we are, that's fine, I'm just getting messages to say that I can be seen. We're under so much pressure. It could be family pressures, it could be that we've lost our job. Everything that is related to Corona is somewhat a stress, isn't it, at the moment? So I really appreciate that. For some people, this has really affected their mental health. It has made their life a lot harder. So we hope meditation is going to make your life a lot easier. So let's get going as we're a few minutes late. So the position that you'll sit in, let me just remove that caption on the screen. So I'm just going to scroll back. So we want the hands interlaced or within the lap and basically there. Okay. Sit somewhere upright where you're going to be comfortable. And you will not obviously slouch too much. Don't be too vertical. Be generally quite erect, horizontal, but be comfortable. If the room is cold, then put something warmer on. Be comfortable, something that will not disturb you and you feel like halfway through, oh, I wish I'd have put something on. This coldness is maybe uncomfortable. If you're too warm, then obviously take off some clothes. Just be at the right temperature. If you can, darken the room as much as possible, but not pitch black. As you can see in the background here, my little friend has a tea light burning, just to give you an example. This is quite sufficient in a darkened room, albeit you could just have a chink in the curtains or a table lamp, but have reduced lighting because this is going to help you relax more. When you become an established meditator, you can meditate anywhere, anytime, in any condition. But those early days are very important because we're turning our attention from continually looking outwardly to looking inwardly. So there's this whole change that perhaps we have never done before. People think of that inward journey as being sleep. Sleep is an unconscious state generally, or we have different states of consciousness and state, but as far as our awakeness is concerned, it isn't there. Meditation is an awake form of sleep. But you descend far deeper in meditation as far as rest and relaxation is concerned than sleep. And hence we say that meditation practiced correctly for 20 to 30 minutes is more rewarding, or is the equivalent of 8 hours sleep. Now, psychologically, we can't do without that 8 hours sleep, but we do need to have our 8 hours shut-eye every night to maintain some equilibrium between our physiology and our mental self. So meditation is going to strengthen our mental self. We're going to become stronger, and therefore the issues around us, especially those related to Corona, maybe we've lost our job, we don't have money at the moment, or our finances are reducing, and this is obviously a big stress. Meditation is going to give you back that strength to maybe recreate yourself, learn something new, but have the confidence to do it and see it through. So these things are very, very important. So we've talked about the position, we've talked about the room, we've talked about, or we're going to talk about here, do not set alarms or use apps. These are totally unnecessary for meditation. All we need to do is to mentally just tell ourselves 20 to 30 minutes, which is the average time of meditation, not less and not more. And then if we say this to ourselves at the beginning, we will naturally surface at that time. If we are unsure, as anything in meditation, we can open our eyes just through a squint to look at a clock or a watch. And if you've reached 16 minutes, go back, because we want to be over 20 and less than 30. If you keep stopping at 16, 15, the cunning animal of the mind will convince you that less time is more important, and that is not true. So the first thing I want you to do, and finally, just if you want your children to be with you, that's absolutely fine. Their capacity to remain for 20 minutes will be questionable, but if they can stay for 10 or 15 minutes and learn the practice, then they are going to be more manageable and less hyper in the day, which is going to be extremely good if they're at home with you now and you're working. So children benefit so much from meditation. As I said, they're much more manageable, and it has been proven that it increases their intellect. And this is our experience too, of teaching hundreds of children, thousands perhaps, around the world over the years. So they can sit with you comfortably, but then just leave when they get bored. Please do not meditate with animals in the room. They will just come and disturb you. And also, we recharge our batteries. That's why we join our hands, because you do see some meditations, like this, not in our system. Our system is based on spiritual unfoldment, and therefore we're diving deep within, re-energizing from that universal source within. And the hands being an extension of the mind, if they are open, we will lose those energies. So we create a circuit, we preserve those energies. So do keep those together through the meditation. Now, as I said, it does take some getting used to, because our focus is so externalized. Make sure you tell people around you that you're not to be disturbed. Make sure that no alarms are going to go off, no one's going to ring the doorbell. This is your time. That's not a selfish pursuit, because by you changing yourself and becoming a better person, you can help so much more those around you. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is to be able to close your eyes, but do this extremely slowly. And when I ask you to open your eyes, in the same manner as if they're all stuck together. So let's gently close our eyes. I did it too fast, so that's it, as you saw. And let's just relax for a moment. Okay, with your eyes remaining closed, place your attention on the breathing, like the rising and falling of the chest, the breath going in and out of the nostrils. Do not be in a rush. Do not try and alter the rhythm. And of course, you can breathe through your nose or your mouth, what is ever comfortable. So let's try that now, just for a couple of minutes. Remember, if you itch, scratch, otherwise that will just disturb you. And do not cross the legs at the top, but you may cross them at the ankles. Good. Just open your eyes slowly. Okay, that's lovely. That was easy, wasn't it? Good. But we're turning our attention within. So, you may have noticed that after watching your breathing for a few moments, that thoughts appeared, and that's completely natural and correct. But when you realize you're only having thoughts, without pushing those thoughts away, gently return to the attention of the breathing. Again, watching the rising and falling of the chest, the breath going in and out of the nostrils. We want to be the observer, and we also want to observe our thoughts. But of course, the mind being active, and especially if we're under some form of pressure in our life, as we said, it's very common at the moment, then those thoughts will be more active in the mind. So you might find yourself going to thoughts more often and forgetting about the breathing. That's fine, don't worry. But when you realize that your attention is completely off the breathing and you are only having thoughts without pushing that breathing away, and that is very important, because if you do push those thoughts away, they will come back with greater strength and appear there more frequently. So when in meditation thoughts pass through on the mirror of the mind, they lose their emotional attachment over you. So you actually become more and more non-attached emotionally to your thoughts, and therefore that whole process allows the mind to calm down. So we want to preserve that at all risks. So do not push the thoughts out. You can suddenly realize, oh, I'm only having thoughts and the breathing is gone. No, don't jump, don't be shocked. That's quite normal and natural. It's just gently, when you realize you're only having thoughts, without pushing those thoughts away, come back to the attention of the breathing and just leave it there until such time as you drift off again onto some thoughts. Could be 1 second, could be 1 minute, could be 10 minutes, etc. We're not worried about that amount of time. Okay, so now we're going to lead into the meditation itself. So again, close your eyes very, very slowly. Wait 10 to 15 seconds and then place your attention on the breathing as before. So continue just watching the breathing, the rising and falling of the chest. As I said, after some time you will notice that your attention drifts away from the breathing just to thoughts alone, and that is fine and correct. But when you realize you're only having thoughts, without pushing those thoughts away, just come back again to the awareness of the breathing. So we'll carry on now for the 15-20 minutes. Do not worry about the time. I will call you back out of meditation. So enjoy. Okay. So now we're going to surface from the meditation, but we're going to take at least 2 minutes to do so. So we do not want to just open our eyes. As I said, this can be shocking to the nervous system. So we just want to very, very gently surface. If you can't estimate what is 2 minutes, then basically just count to 120. Okay, so just allow yourself to surface before opening your eyes, and do so extremely slowly. Good. I hope you found that extremely enjoyable and peaceful and relaxing. After you've practiced for some period of time, just over a few days, you will begin to feel that profound relaxation. And that itself is the basis for change, to draw greater strength within and also calm the mind chatter and have greater mental clarity. So please practice this, refer back to the videos if you need further guidance, or keep checking into these sessions until you have validated correct practice, and then you'll be on your way. We will be offering both offline and online courses in the very near future, so please subscribe to this channel so that you will get updates, but please do visit us either at the website, the address is shown, or through our various social channels to basically keep in touch, learn more, hear about our unique philosophy, and just keep in touch. On the screen you'll find a support email address, so please use this to ask any questions, anything that you currently need or you're struggling with. Please email us and we will find a good answer for you, and obviously some support. So thank you very much for checking in. We've reached our allotted time now. So please do use the support email. It will create a case in our system and we can respond to you or check back in. There is a session at 5 o'clock this evening if you want to come back. Then there's a gap of a few days because we have a public holiday here in the UK. And next week we will probably only be doing one session a day in the evening, but check with the YouTube to see the planned times, etc. So thank you very much for joining and have a super day. Enjoy your day. Keep meditating.